Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another Cherish Ball interview. This time we have somebody who recently joined the server, or I guess first actual season playing here, if I recall correctly. Uh, and yes, this is first season. He wins, and now we get to speak with him. So please welcome my guest, Tiger.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, hello. Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself, who you are, where you're from, and what you do for a living?
All right, so my real name is Malachi. I go by Kai or Tiger in any sort of stream or YouTube type stuff. I don't currently work. I don't really do anything, and I'm from Montana in the United States.
Are you like studying for something, like going to school for something, or?
Actually, I'm only 16.
Hmm.
So,
So almost there. Do you have any aspirations? I would say.
uh, I would say right now my current goal with I have a friend that we're planning to do go into the military together, so
Oh,
that's
that's
my
cool.
my
Yeah,
goals.
very cool. The camera looks really blurry. Oh well, probably hide my ugly. All right, that's fine. But yeah, that's cool. Going in the military. You know what branch you want to go to?
We're both looking at the Air Force because
Ah,
my dad
that's awesome.
he looks he my dad's in the Air Force and he's just wanted to be in the Air Force for a while.
Yeah, that's really cool. Seeing people go into the military is obviously very awesome and important for everyone around us. So, very, very cool that that's where you're going to head towards whenever you graduate from high school.
That's the goal.
That's a great goal. I'm guessing you've talked to a recruiter at this point and got most of
I
that
have
set
not
up.
got yet. I have not got to that yet because I'm
Does your
only a
school
sophomore right now.
does your school do that kind of stuff though? Do they have people come from
Uh
there?
yeah, they do. They do. They had one come in during my freshman year. I wasn't able to talk to them though.
They just wouldn't let you talk to them? That's weird.
No, I just didn't I didn't have a single class to go to talk to them at all, so I just never
Hmm.
had the chance.
That's a little weird. Well, if you get a chance, then go definitely talk to them.
Absolutely.
That's gonna be great. Alrighty, let's get into the heart of this interview now. How did you get into Pokemon in general slash competitive?
Alrighty. So I got into Pokemon when s- I was 8 years old, and it was because I was at a daycare one day and I heard random people say Charizard. I was like, "What is that?" And then they showed me. I was like, "What is this game?" And I immediately fell in love with it, and I bought a DS about a year and a half later, and I got the game. I ended up buying Pokemon X, I believe, first, and then I installed a mod on my computer, and played all the original games, but I started out in Pokemon Silver. And when I did that, I realized that there was other things that I could do instead of just playing through and beating the Elite Four multiple times thinking I was good. And I followed I actually followed A Drive and Wolfie Glick 2 months later, which then I saw WBE
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, I want to do this. I want to do draft. But I had to wait a few years because by the time I saw this, I was only uh 11 and a half years old, so I couldn't get on Discord and do this type of stuff. So when I got into it, did I didn't do a Discord league. I did a league with my friends when I was 12, and I ended up getting to finals and I got swept. But we it was singles. I wasn't good at singles.
By the name, we don't expect you to be good at singles.
Yeah. And what was the other question?
How did you get into the competitive side of it?
I ended up finding a bunch of people that were in my middle school actually that played Pokemon, and they invited me to a server. again, it was singles, so I didn't do too hot, but I got into the EV aspect and all that. And once I got into that, I was realizing there's VGC stuff, so I'm better at doubles, and I went into that looking to get a lot of league wins, and in Gen 7 was when I started doing the league stuff, and I came out with, I think, around 17 championships in Gen 7.
Damn, that's quite a bit. So, how did you find the SCDA or one of the merger servers of it?
I think I joined in APDL when APDL was a thing. I joined watching everything at like I think it was season 4. I
Three,
think
three
that
or
was it.
four probably.
Yeah, that's when I joined and I was spectating. I just found out about y'all through other people and I figured why not give it a try, and I had a blast watching it, so might as well join in a season that I have the most free time I've ever had in a long time.
Yeah, and then you're talking about, I guess, this past season of the Pokeball
Yeah.
division. Yeah, I would imagine you had a pretty fun time playing in that. It was quite the doozy.
My real only competition, no offense for the other people, was JB and Rum.
All right, why don't we go ahead and move on to the team that brought you
Yeah.
to this moment? So this was Season 7 Pokeball Division, which we ran Series 5 VGC. So that's pre-Crown Tundra, which I think a
Yes.
lot of people, or like at least myself, say that it's the best time for draft because that's probably when we all got into it at the beginning for Sword and Shield.
Hmm.
Pre Series 5 there wasn't that much, but I guess after Series 5 and like during is when draft exploded. And so then being able to replay that format and watch it again was truly wonderful. So
Absolutely, I
so
agree with
let's
you there.
look at your winning squad for that division. You are led by a Terrakion, which is something that is very heavily debated. The three Swords of Justices, some like Cobalion, some like Terrakion, some weird people like Virizion. Most people think they're all terrible. How do you view Terrakion amongst that trio?
I personally think rock and fighting is really hard to switch into, in my opinion. So I saw it and was was like, this thing has so much cover. It has coverage for fairies. Obviously, it has coverage for steals. It has coverage for flying. It even gets spread moves like and which helps so much when you have, say, telepathy, Guard of War, which I never really got a chance to use, but it's really good, especially when you pair it with Persian, because the justified ability,
Mm-hmm.
and you get beat up. And I definitely think Terrakian's the best of the Sword of the Justice, in my opinion.
Yeah, rock fighting is a very good offensive type, and if you're planning to lead it most of the time anyway, or have it come in the back, like not really to switch in because it's a really bad defensive type, but it's really good
Oh,
offensively.
absolutely.
So getting it set up with Persian and it having a very nice speed of like 108, if I remember correctly, it's very
Yeah,
nice.
you're right.
And again, a lot of attack. A lot of the time, like, what items were you running on it? Because usually when I'm running the swords, I usually just go resist berry and beat it up.
Okay, I actually have all my teams, so give me
Oh, so you
one
can
second.
actually answer my question.
I have all my teams from this, which is I think a little overkill, but it works.
I mean, hey, like whenever you win a league, you gotta remember it somehow. So it's always
Here, I
exciting
can
winning.
pull it up. I could pull it up real quick in the DMs.
All right. You
I
actually.
think first week I have it all.
All right, let's take a look.
Week
Expert
one, I ran
belt.
expert belt. I think I ran a lot of expert belts, safety goggles,
I
a
found a
lot of resist barriers.
Shookaberry. Yeah, I find a lot of Shookaberry.
Yeah, Shookaberry was. Oh, nobody had good steel types, so I just they all had good ground types during the league. So
Wow, I see a league.
Sukuberry
I
was
see a
really
match where you didn't bring it. That was mean.
Terrakion only
Chopple.
came to every game besides week
Yeah,
5.
a lot of
Yeah, week
defensive
5.
items, which is how I usually run them anyway too. So yeah, the
And
defensive
then
items
and
with
then it
Max is really nice, and then you get
and then
justified boost anyway. So
in semis and finals I brought AV and Life Orb because
hmm
it was really the only thing that worked versus
yeah,
those two opponents. They had a lot of in the finals matchup actually. They had so much they had psychic terrain which sucked versus which absolutely destroyed my team. But we look my friend and I looked at AV Terrakion or Payapa Berry actually. But he was like no berries. Screw that. And it was just all really, to be honest, I had to pull my weight through that match because I got crit game 2, which would have won me the game, but I didn't. It didn't win me the game.
yeah. Starmie really shined in that set, at least in those
Yeah.
second and third game of how much damage it did. You handled the Shuckle Chansey in game one quite convincingly, and then the next two games were much different from him. He played those much
Thing,
differently as well. So
yeah. The thing is, when I saw Shuckle and Chansey, I just immediately went do Blade since
hmm
every week he's brought Minimize and no guard. No guard exists on
and
Dublade.
Sacred Sword also dodges the evasion boosts too. Fun fact.
Exactly.
So yeah, Doubleblade looked like a great counter to it. He had Shadow Ball. I don't know if you picked that up or not,
My
but
EVs on that lived a
yeah, it was not doing
actually lived
anything.
it lived like +3 Shadow Ball easily.
hmm
Wasn't even a 2 at KO
Yeah.
with the Eviolite.
Yeah, it was really good into that mode, and then the other two games that you didn't bring Doubleblade, he brought the Mudsdale, so it lined up really well for you in those games.
Yeah.
All right, so why don't you
I
talk to me, I
definitely
guess, what your, I guess, most important Pokemon on this team ended up being?
uh my opinion, it was actually even though I didn't bring it that often, I would say the mon that put together the whole team was Volcarona, surprisingly, which had the Rage Powder, had support moves, had threat to be offensive, which made my opponent just completely discard the other threats that were on the team. Like when I looked at it in my finals matchup, I totally expected him to think he had me in the bag when I didn't bring Volcarona because he had so many psychic types and I didn't bring Volcarona at all. I just scratched it. And Volcarona just threatened so many people during the season that I thought nobody really respected it in the league.
I mean,
And then having Intimidate support from Luxray helped a lot to,
mhm.
even though I only brought it a few times.
Yeah, well, that's interesting. Volcarona, like, I guess, has, like, a nice target on it with the 4x weakness, so basically Rock Slide
Uh,
galore.
yeah.
But Terrakion does not care about that. Terrakion will
Yeah.
live that easy, flying colors. So that's really nice
The
synergy with
reason I,
those two.
yeah, that's the reason I drafted Volcarona so late. I saw it on the board and I was like, nobody's going to take this with me having Terrakion or the other people having good grounds and rock coverage. I was like, I'm gonna wait till the very end. I need this one, but if it gets sniped, I can replace it.
Yeah, it also was just your only fire type too, so you got to round that
Yeah,
part out of it as well. So yeah, it's a really good mon, very versatile in this format. So yeah, glad to see it used. It's one of my favorite Pokemon. So
absolutely.
did Toxapex or Stunfisk come ever?
Toxapex actually came in, I believe, week 2,
Oh, nice.
and it came with eject button. I brought it with eject button. I don't know why. I think it was to deal with a fake out, but I lead with a wide guard into trick. I think wide guard into CC's something. Or was it week 1? I don't know. I don't know when I brought it, but I didn't use it that often.
Ah, okay.
I
It's
brought
a
it
mon that
one
I
time.
haven't seen much use of. I was
Yeah,
wondering what you did with it. And then Sunfisk was
I
kind of just there then.
Stunfisk never came.
Poor
It would have
Sunfisk.
came. It it would have came once, but my friend said, "Screw the memes." I wanted a meme in my week 7, but he
I
was
like the
like, "Lock
ground
in
as
your
a cool
first spawn."
typing. It's just really bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's cool. So yeah, this
I
team you went 6-1 in the regular season, if I remember
yeah, I did.
correctly. Yeah. I like how most of my statements end with "if I remember correctly." It's been a long
Yeah.
day.
I will say, I feel like my most least value mon is definitely my Luxray.
Luxray is so overrated. Just going to say
My
it.
like he did absolutely nothing this season. He really only came to 3 games, and then when he came in, he died. Pretty much that was what happened every time.
Well, at least you got good value out of the Terrakion and Persian, which were really strong for you. And then Ninetales Alola shored up a lot of matchups, which helped
Oh,
you a lot.
absolutely.
So,
I
yeah,
brought that thing so many. I brought that thing so many times offensively. Everybody thought it was going to be support, and they just got blown back by Blizzard.
yeah, Blizzard's a strong move when it doesn't miss. Very much so.
Yeah, having the hail really helps because I brought spec. I ended up bringing specs to the finals matchup,
I mean,
which
yeah, if
was
you're gonna
ridiculous.
spam Blizzard anyway, yeah.
And I just had fairy and ice coverage, which was all I needed.
Yeah, and I mean that's all you really. Yeah, I guess that's all you needed for that final. And Blizzard not missing Chansey is also nice, if you're in Hail, of course.
Until I freaking rockfalled and clicked Blizzard
Well, we ignore that part.
and missed.
But yeah, it
Absolutely.
was a very nice run. Congratulations on securing your only season to make it to this Cherish Ball division. You had one shot at it, and you got
Yeah,
it.
and I did.
Yeah, so let's head back to this main screen. As my last question to you is, you just got invited to play in what's going to be the most competitive division in this server's history. How does that make you feel that you are among some of the greats of this server?
Pretty nerve-wracking. I feel like I'm gonna lose every match.
As long as you lose
It's
to
gonna
me, I
end up
don't care.
happening. As long as I lose to you. I mean, I've already lost to you in the EGC tournament, so
Good.
That's not gonna happen again, though. I have a better team.
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing how you perform in Series 9 with this, I guess, next level of competition. It's going to be real exciting.
Absolutely. Look forward to seeing everybody there.
Yeah, everybody with their fancy little red Cherish balls next to their name will be nice and
Yeah.
exciting. So, that's going to close out our interview. Do you have any final words to add?
Not that I could think of.
Just ready to go out and
I
prove
am
yourself
tired.
more.
I'm very tired. I've been up since 6 o'clock.
Amateur.
Well, I was up till 2 o'clock last night, then I woke up at 6, so that was fun. But I'll see you around.
Yeah, for those watching, thank you so much for watching. Tiger, thank you for joining me for this interview. It's really nice to be able to get inside the players and well, okay, I should not say it that way. God, that was weird. Get in, be able to talk to the players instead, like over the call instead of over the keyboard. I much prefer it that way, and I can't thank you enough for joining me.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Alrighty, so with that, my name's Spades, my guest Tiger, and we are out.